Berrigan.
Good evening. My name is Claudia Barragan, and I'm testifying not in support of Bill 22663. I ask that the chair renames the bill to include the word framework element. Unlike the many people you've heard from thus far, I come before you as an immigrant district resident, an urban planning and environmental policy expert for the community, as certified by the DC Zoning Commission and Mayor's Agent for Historic Preservation. I'm also one of only 4 individual residents who submitted text amendments to the framework element that is being reviewed today. As such, I will submit expanded testimony text later. Over the weekend, I realized we as a city are being divided on purpose. There are pro-development folks, the anti-development folks, and DC Office of Planning, the stick of gum acting as glue. Their organizational agendas want to perpetuate polarization, but sometimes you cannot unite something that is broken. The best thing to do is develop an alternative option where equity reigns over all. Not all forms of development are bad, and solely rooted community-led voices without an ounce of foundation or developer money in hand must be prioritized. In the last 10 months, I led teaching sessions and open discussions in 7 of the most impacted wards. So I'm here to talk about planning specifics of the framework element. My amendment, number 2788, requested to add the 6th principle, creating an authentic, inclusive, and equitable city. OP excluded my proposed text using a tactic it made up after the process, stating amendments to the core themes and guiding principles are outside of the scope of the 10-year amendment cycle. Through these tactics, OP rejected 32 to 50 to 75% of the amendments submitted. When I asked Mr. Shaw publicly why he rejected these amendments, he said, that was outside of his scope as dictated by the mayor. Guiding principles were done by a special citizen advisory committee, and your text is there. The council can include it. So I ask you, council members, you talk about religious integrity. Do the right thing. Don't let others, including the chair, write your constituents' future. You write text on equity and use our words. Stop the privileged people who never face displacement, write about inclusivity. It's basically saying all lives matter, but not black lives, not brown lives, not the poor, not the youth. CMs, it's election time. Here are your marching orders. 1, you amend the framework element to include all the submitted text by your constituents. Use Carlton Ely's amendment text as guidance. He is the only person I support. OP comp plan amendment process doesn't follow its own guidelines, so demand OP to conduct a second public review of their massively new text. Don't let the chair write it. Number 3, if you are pressured to bypass doing the right thing, don't vote for the bill. Send it back to OP and say, please try again. I'm gonna end with, last night in my ward, a pastor, a black elder, prayed with me. His words remain in my heart throughout. We must not fail to plan, or we will plan to fail. Do the right thing. Don't let the chairman write these amendments.
Thank you, Ms. Berrigan.